How to save money while you travel.
So, hi there everyone. So, the last few months we've received thousands of comments and questions, and so we love it, so keep it coming.
Number one question we get from all of you is, how do we do it? How do we afford this lifestyle? And in our Leaving Canada series, we explain where the funds come from and sort of how we manage monthly costs. But there's so much more. There's the day-to-day costs, and we're going to get into that very shortly.
A lot of our viewers were quite surprised about how affordably we travel.
Yeah, and it's like anything you do in life. The more you do it, the better you get at it. And you know, we're really happy, well within our budget over the last couple of years, but we're getting better all the time. And there are ways to make your travel dollars go so much further. Today, we're going to show you how to travel like a rock star on a very limited budget.
A rock star, man?
A rock star, yeah. Rock on!
Rock on!
But before we get started, we wanted to make one thing really, really clear, and that is we understand all of our viewers are in different situation and stage of their lives, and this might not work for you right now, but who knows, maybe down the road.
Yeah, you never know. So, let's get started. The number one technique is to remain flexible.
Yeah, that's the key. We have friends who will, go for a week over Christmas. They will spend more on a 1 week holiday than we spend traveling for months. And we understand, some people, the only time they get off work is 1 week over Christmas or spring break or summer holidays. But if you can change your work schedule at all, you can save so much money. And we try to, book our really lavish travel for off season and at least off peak season.
Yeah.
So yeah, just look around. There's so many great deals out there if you shop around and avoid the prime times.
A perfect example of this was our visit to Egypt. We were in Las Vegas at the time and planning our trip to Southeast Asia. 3 days before leaving, we found a special flight to Cairo. Egypt wasn't even on our radar at the time. So we booked the flight for less than $300 US, and we not only saw the pyramids, but also spent a week diving in the Red Sea. There are a few exceptions to this rule. We will schedule in advance if it is just too good of a deal to pass up on. A great example of this was our trip to the Forgotten Islands. We booked it 6 months in advance and ended up saving close to $6,000 US. Bottom line, flexibility is a huge asset in every area of travel, whether it be long-haul flights, hotels, or even the restaurants you dine at.
Then you have flights. In the last year, we completed more than 40 flights. Now that we have switched to slow travel, our budget for flights will be considerably less, but still a big concern. Flights are no longer cheap, but there are still great deals to be had. Here's how I do all the bookings for our flights. First, I go to Google Flights. Then I tap in one way. Then I select the city. Now I go to the sidebar and I change the currency. Now I will select anywhere and then tap Explore. Now the maps open up and you can select from North America, Asia, anywhere in the world. Today I have selected Cyprus. Okay, great. Here's a non-stop flight to Cyprus. And up here is the price graph. So let's check out the price graph. Oh wow, the price really varies here from $4,077 down to $250. That is a $3,827 difference. So it teaches you to be flexible. Here's one more example from London Heathrow to LAX, $229. That is $417 below usual, and it's shown here. Another important consideration is currencies. Again, this plays into flexibility. The world is constantly evolving and changing. We regularly check currencies around the world to try to plan our travel accordingly. There are certain places we want to see, and hopefully we will see them all, but we will visit them only when the time is right. We decided very last minute to go to Egypt, as mentioned. It was not only the insanely cheap airfare, but also the currency had been hugely devalued.
As you can see in the XE chart, 3 years ago you received 11 Egyptian pounds for 1 Canadian dollar. 13 months ago when we were there, it was 23. Today it is close to 35. Last year, our 1 week stay at the all-inclusive Umbi Dive Resort cost us 2,000 Canadian dollars. That same trip 3 years ago would have cost 4,181. Today, only 1,341. Needless to say, huge savings. That is why we regularly check currencies around the world and try to plan our travel accordingly. And yes, if the pound stays this low, we will be back to Egypt. We absolutely love the Red Sea, and it is on sale right now.
How many of you search diligently for sales, coupons on groceries, clothes, or whatever to save a few bucks? But countries go on sale as well, where you can save thousands. How many Canadians do you know going to Hawaii every year with our weak dollar? Here is a list of a few of the countries that are on sale right now. So take a look at Egypt, Turkey, Argentina, Thailand, Malaysia, and Laos. There are also many expensive travel destinations that are normally cost prohibitive. That might be a good bet right now because their currencies have been devalued. These include Japan, the United Kingdom, Europe, and South Africa. Please take note, these currency values are constantly fluctuating. What might be a good deal today might not be so next month. So please check at the time of travel.
We also recommend that you always use the currency of the country that you're visiting. We're in Mexico right now and see so many people using US dollars. In most instances, they're getting gouged. Make the effort to understand the currency of the country you're visiting. And when purchasing local dollars, please shop around.
Okay, Randy.
Here's a perfect example of the money that's being made on Forex, especially in tourist destinations. You look at the US dollar. You give me US dollar, we'll give you 16 pesos. Just an hour ago when I checked, the US dollar was up close to 19 pesos. People say, it's only 3 pesos. but 3 pesos on 16, that's like 15%. Look at our good old Canadian dollar here, 9 pesos. Right now the spot rate on Canadian dollar is 13.5. So 9 to 13 that's almost a 50% markup. So do your homework, folks.
Okay, we're at another money exchange.
We're about not even half a block down the road. It was 9 for the Canadian. Here they're offering 12. That's 25%. That's huge. On $1,000, $250. Do your homework, folks, and they're still making a fortune. Like say 13.5 is the spot rate right now for the Canadian dollar, and even the U.S. is higher. So this is half a block away.
And what about ATMs? It's amazing how the banks have mastered getting every extra possible nickel out of us. Here are a few tips. All ATMs charge fees, and your bank at home may charge additional fees as well. We negotiated with our bank no ATM fees, period, domestic or international. We would suggest that you do the same. And it's because of those fees we take out the maximum amount allowed. The same fee will apply whether you take out $10 or $1,000. And most importantly is the currency conversion. A lot of foreign ATMs offer you their currency conversion. They have it set up where it looks like it's something you have to take. You don't. Never accept their conversion. Just hit decline conversion and it will be left up to your bank to calculate. We have calculated some of these conversions that they offer. A lot of them are in excess of 15%, believe it or not. Again, always decline their conversion.
So we hope you really enjoyed this video with us, and hopefully it makes traveling a little more affordable for you.
And there's a few other little tips we're just going to quickly share with you as well. And it all adds up, all makes a big difference.
For sure.
Always, always, always negotiate. Sometimes there's the first and only price, but we found that not to be the norm. You would be amazed at how much you can save just for asking.
And don't forget about the upgrades.
Oh yeah, Jill's good at that. If you've got a nice smile, and yeah, we had a flight, and it was a long haul flight, and just for asking, we were upgraded to business class. Didn't cost us a penny.
And don't forget about hotel rooms too. Sometimes we've been upgraded to 1-bedroom suites.
She's very good at it.
Yeah.
She does all the upgrades. I'm the negotiator, she's the upgrader. And another great tip is make sure you're traveling with the right credit card. You can get travel cards and there's no foreign exchange fees, and there's all sorts of them out there. We personally are using the Scotiabank Passport. It's nice, you get 6 airport lounge visits with each card, so
Yeah.
we have
12
total between the two of us. But you know, this is not a plug for any particular bank. They all offer them. Just make sure you have the right one. One last tip. While you're traveling, try as much as possible to live like a local. If you need an American brand hotel, American food, you know, most places you can find it, but it's going to come at a huge premium.
An example of this was in Bali in Uluwatu. You can stay at the Four Seasons, or you can stay where we stayed, and it was $50 a night, and I can tell you it was every bit as nice, if not nicer, than the Four Seasons.
Yeah, and we could walk to the Four Seasons from where we were, shared the same beach. Yeah, it's you don't need those American brands.
Oh my
You
God,
really
that place
don't.
was so quaint.
Yeah. And overall, trying to live like a local, I think it'll be an overall better experience for you too.
More memorable.
Well, yeah, isn't that why we travel? To experience different cultures, different foods. Give it a try. You might like it.
Yeah.
Anyway, thanks everyone. We'll see you soon. Say goodbye, Jill. Say goodbye. Say goodbye.
Bye. And please don't forget to subscribe, like, and share. And you can follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and LinkedIn. So see the link below.
Are we getting any better at this, do you think?
I think so.
Huh? What do they think? Bye-bye.